run an online newspaper, a newspaper of any description, should have sport, and in particular football. And one of the people we're going to get in contact a lot with are football managers. You might have one, you might have several, but it's good to develop relationships with football managers. I'm here with John Coventry of East Surrey United. And John, your relationships with the press, how do you get on with the press in general?
In general, yeah, okay. There's obviously some that you don't get on with because well, you don't get on with them.
Why not though? Without name, no names, no patches. Why have you, as a manager?
It's because, like, you know, you want to do an interview. You want to do an interview because it's publicity for your club. And then when you read back that interview, you read the report that the reporter's put in, and it's nothing like what you said.
And what about, and that's fair enough, what about after games, you know, your game, like today, for example, to let people know you lost 5-2 in the FA Trophy, which I'm sure you appreciate. What would you say would have been an unfair question about today?
Where do you think you went wrong?
Right.
I like that question.
Why would that be an unfair question?
Well, you know, you're talking about 10 minutes after the game normally. Yeah, of course I've got ideas of where we went wrong, but you know, give us a chance to sort of assess it. I know the reporter wants to answer there and then, but it is a question that makes me laugh. And
because it is quite raw, isn't it? Soon after a game,
yeah,
isn't
definitely.
it? You know,
yeah.
It's quite difficult. You know, but so for young journalists, you know, I mean, you're quite, you know, you ring you up, you give people, you know, your number, etc. You're quite happy with all that, aren't you?
I am happy with it. Yeah. I think my problem with it is that obviously they've got, especially the new ones, as you say, the raw ones, they've got a standard list of questions, and I always get the impression they've not really listened to the answer of the first question, even though they're going to naturally ask the second question, which sometimes is like, it sort of contradicts it really.
I know it's a difficult world for journalists, etc. Would you like it? And I know you don't see me that often over a season. But would you prefer it if people could somehow see as many games as possible, because therefore you see the whole story?
Yeah, I mean, you know, all right, you're doing this bit now, and we sort of build up a relationship with certain journalists, which is easier then because they know exactly the way I'm going to give the answers. I think it's when you meet somebody for the first time and he's off the cuff, well, not off the cuff from their point of view questions, but they are quite standard, and I think, I don't know, I haven't got so much time for that.
But do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy speaking to? I mean, you've taken a team, say from Environment Division 1 North, where it's away at Redbridge and nobody's there, to a team now is in National South, and you've had FA Cup runs, you've had everybody. For example, say Macclesfield. Have you enjoyed that?
Yeah. I mean, I remember we talked about we went to away up at Hartlepool, and I think I got off the bus, and the first thing I was asked to do was sprint 300 yards round to the main stand to talk to Radio 5 Live and things like that. Yeah, them things are great, yeah, because, you know, it's nice for, no, I'm not going to say it's not nice for me, it is, but it's good for the club. It's really good for the club.
So your advice to, say, journalists starting off, or indeed something no matter what age they are, is regarding relationship with a football manager, what was your final piece of advice?
Try and get to know the person you're talking to, and you know, don't interpret what he said. If you understand that manager, the way he answers questions, then you can sort of draw up a bit of a rapport with him, and perhaps the next time you interview him, you know, sort of stage your questions accordingly, if you like, you know.
Brilliant. And just one more thing is, sometimes you give just a one word, if you hear a question, you know, I said, do you think, I remember one a couple of games ago, do you think what's the word I was looking for? Outplayed in the first half, and he just looked at me and went, no.
No, yeah.
Do you think, well, that's a bit short, that's really going to be hard for the journalist to respond? You think, tough, don't ask that question?
Yeah, exactly. You asked me a question and I answered it, and at the time the journalist was completely sort of naive in asking that question.
John, thank you very much for that feedback. I appreciate that. Great.
Thanks.